we are moving from VCIO to a technical account management part now. So it's basically, sometimes it can be similar or it can be like a same type of thing. I'm going to ask Skip Ziegler to comment. Skip is a really great friend here working on this account management, technical account management a ton. And if you would like to get something from him, that's really great stuff. The 7 strategies to make IT more engaging. That was an interview, and we have many other stuff from him as well. Skip, how's it going?
Doing well, Danish. Thank you. Thank you.
And we've been learning one thing which Adam mentioned, having conversations instead of presentations. And you sent me something yesterday that I would like to show you to the clients about that. What was this all about for a technical account management perspective?
You bet. Well, we really want to, make this cohesive approach with our clients. We want to have these great, audits and annual engagements. Adam's got a lot of those, but we want to carry those on throughout the year. And these fit very nicely into quarterly business reviews. And so that's what we have here with Joe's Trucks. We've got a quarterly business review, and we're going to sit down and meet with them and really work towards implementing the objectives, kind of the strategic initiatives that we've been working on to develop their business. And I like these tools, and I really, really like these scores, because if we approach this properly, kind of do a little bit of our homework, but we just, run through this in a process-driven manner, then we can easily tie these to business elements in our clients. And so it's no longer arbitrary numbers or just random scores. And so if you'll scroll back up there just a little bit, those snapshots we got, I think that was a really good kind of view on this. And there's a little story behind this. So I built out a little context in this one. It's Joe's Trucks, but it just used to be Joe's Trucking. All right. And so, his goal for where he needed to be was just 83. And he might have this, conversation of, why are you only needing me to score an 83? I know I'm a 38, but why aren't you wanting me to be at 100? Yes. And we can have this great conversation. Like, hey, Joe, your business needs this particular set of technology tools. We're not going to just sell you everything in our catalog. We're going to deliver the solutions that you need. It's a great conversation to have with him. But all of a sudden, a little funny backstory here, Joe's Trucking and Bob's Freight merge. All right. So now we got Joe's Trucks, right? So the score changes. And so the next time we sit down with Joe, he goes, whoa, I went from 83 to 97. Well, why? Well, hey, Joe, all of a sudden now you're keeping both of the offices of the companies you have. And so we can go into all the technical details if we need, but the valuable part is all of this conversation is centered around Joe's Trucks. All right. It's business needs. It's not technical needs. We got to work with those. That's part of our job, but we've got to keep them aligned with the business that's happening day to day. And when we do that, we transfer, this presentation to conversation. That's my little moniker on that. When we transfer these conversations over to business focus, it also gets us out of the sales role somewhat. We're not asking them to buy stuff. We're talking about what's going to make their business successful.
But it's really interesting because I go into your technology stack audit report, framework, which has the scoring components here about how to manage like mobile devices or even server configurations, which is triggering like a project, which is service infrastructure solution, which is going to go into their roadmap here.
Yep.
So it's really technical. I mean, you can dive deep into the technical decisions wherever you want to show Joe, CEO Joe, is that, what's going on here and why we made this decision in a technical sense, or lead it to the technical liaison and go into the detail and figure out which would be the awesome part. But you have this pyramid of information. Joe has the top, somebody has the middle part, and the guys are going to crank out the details. And I think that's what covers this conversation. Information, everybody needs the information on their level.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, Adam talked quite a bit about this, and I really appreciate what your tool is doing for us, because it allows me, as a little bit more of an operationals kind of guy, you know, I really focus on the quarterly business review. That area is where, you know, I do a lot of my work. And so we develop a technology stack assessment or a best practices assessment, right? And those fit great into a quarterly business review. But we're working with a lot of data that might feed into an annual engagement if we're doing some sort of IT strategy workshop, or we might even want to cover some of this in a monthly engagement where we're doing a little more tactical, talking about some tickets or, you know, maybe some projects we got running. And with the features you have in the tool and the ability to use the index to hide and remove widgets and to customize these, I don't have to generate, you know, 4 different reports. I can generate one and manipulate a single data set.
You know what? I was looking for the widgets here, Skip, like why I have the widget. I wanted to show something and I realized that you showed me a client type report.
Yes.
So this is basically you trim down as a client would see. So that goes to a CEO, something as you open up for the technical guy, and something as you open up for the controller or the CFO to make like rubber stamps or anything like that. That's really, really, really great to let them focus on the information they need to cover. That's really, really, really awesome, Skip.
That's it.
And I know that you've been building something for the technology stack, and also now with the new tools or the best practice audit with the tasks and the ticket integration with ConnectWise. When it's going to be available, Skip, what do you think?
So we finished up the templates available in the VEP inventory now. So we've got a best practices assessment there. We'll continue working to get the integration set up with the ConnectWise. And so yeah, the best practices are a great tool. They lay on top of our stack audits. And so, you know, there's kind of a concept that I really try to push through there. If you're going to create a process and a set of best practices on how you manage a firewall, you first have to define what that firewall is going to be. Is it a particular technology set, particular vendor? So it's a 2-step process.
And Skip, I cannot really emphasize more. Yesterday we had a peer group session and somebody was asking guys how to manage projects, Like I can't hold off that many projects. And everybody in the peer group started working on how to do better projects, use this tool, that tool, that. And the guys, let's just stop. And like, wait a sec, guys, why you need these tools? You should standardize, and 80% of your project should be totally standard. And like, everybody was like, wait a sec, what that means? He explained this whole thing. He said like, you don't need to. If you need a project management tool, that means you are doing totally custom projects. How many of the times you need that? And like, oh yeah, we should, like, we are trying to solve the wrong problem. Yes, you should solve the right problem, which is standardization. Then you are going to have no problem with the custom projects and all these related items. So it's awesome stuff, Skip. Thank you very much for that. And big kudos for the master classes and everything. And thanks for joining today. And guys, if you would like to have something from Skip, he is available. It will be there in the chat. So thanks, Skip, so much for that.
Thanks, guys.
All right.